The topic which we are going to discuss is IO redirection. Now before I teach you anything, first and the foremost thing is many of them may be thinking that this is a boring chapter, least interesting. Now that is not my fault, let me clarify. This course is prescribed by the Gujarat Government Board. I have not inserted this chapter in the course. So try to understand that thing and understand this thing. Fine. A user interacts with the operating system using a standard input device called keyboard. The operating system displays the output on standard output device named monitor. Thus, if any command is executed, its input will be taken from the keyboard and output will be displayed on the monitor. Now sometimes it is useful to redirect the input or output to a file or a printer. Then Linux provides redirection symbol to change the standard input flow. The greater than symbol implies redirection of output. It instructs the operating system to put the output in the destination file specified by the user instead of displaying it on the monitor screen. Similarly, the less than symbol implies redirection of input. It instructs the operating system to accept the input from the specified source file instead of keyboard. Now assume that we issue a command wc, that is word count -l, smaller than introduction.txt. Then what will happen? Here we are instructing operating system to accept the input from a file named introduction instead of from the keyboard. After wc -l, we have not typed anything here, we are not giving an input from the keyboard, but it has to take the input from the file. Similarly, the command ls greater than list.text, when executed, will transfer the output of ls command to a file named list.txt instead of displaying it on the monitor. When output redirection is used, the output will not be displayed on the monitor. Hence, to see the output, we will have to use the command cat list.text. Now the next topic is piping. Redirection facility discussed above helps in associating the Linux commands to files. Many times we need to use multiple commands to perform a single operation. The piping facility of Linux helps in such cases. The pipe symbol, that is this vertical line, is used to provide the output of a command as an input to another command. Try to understand the thing. Just now with example I will explain you. The process of converting the output of one command into the input of another command is known as piping. Let us see an example. ls then pipe wc-l. What will happen here? When we execute the above command, the output of ls command becomes the input to the wc command. Thus, we get the information of total number of files in a current directory. Instead of getting the total number of lines or texting lines from a text file, we get the total number of files in the current directory. Real power of pipe facility can be availed when we use it along with the filters filters have been discussed in the next section. Now we are going to learn the facility called filters. Now filters are commands that accept data from the standard input, that is keyboard, processes or manipulates it, and then writes the result to the standard output device, that is monitor. There are various filters like head, tail, cut, paste, sort and unique. These are available in Ubuntu. Now from that we start with the head command. The head command is used to display the required number of lines at the beginning of the file based on the user's requirement. Now to explain you this thing, I have created a file named address.txt. Now to see the content of address.txt, we can type cat address.txt. So this is the data which is lying in this file. Okay, fine. Now I clear the screen first. Now I don't want to see such a lot of data, but I want to see specific number of lines. Then at that time head and tail, two commands are used. When we now head command is used to display the lines from the top part of the file. Now to display the lines as per the user requirement, we need to pass an argument to the head command. For example, head, I want to see the first two lines, then -2 space name of the file. Address.txt. Then it will display me the first two lines. Now suppose if I don't pass this argument, that is -2, then what it will display? Then from any file it will display the first 10 lines. Now in our file we don't have 10 lines, then it will display 6-7 lines, whatever we have. Now displaying lines from the bottom of the file, for that purpose we use the tail command. It is similar to the head command. For example, if you want to see the last two lines, then you have to type address.tail-2 space name of the file. So it will display the last two records. Here you can see. Fine. Now here one more facility is given along with the tail command, that for example if you want to display, we can use the tail command to display the lines from nth line within the file. For example, if I type here tail +2, then what it will do? Tail cannot open +2 address.txt. It is creating some problem here. Otherwise, what does it do? Now since this is a different type of data, I have used the delimiter, and that is why it is creating problem. But if it is a normal text file in which you have typed different paragraphs, then this command will display lines from second line onwards from the file introduction. For example, there are 10 lines, then it will display from line number 2 to 10. Like that way is the use of tail command along with plus sign. Fine. Then the next thing is cut. We can even cut, that is slice the file vertically. Now displaying first lines or last lines is slicing the file horizontally, but here we can also cut the file vertically. So the head and tail command discussed in the above section were used to slice the file horizontally. We can slice the data within the file vertically using cut command. The cut command given gives exact and precise output if the file has specific delimiters. Let us for explaining you that thing, I have created this address.txt file. Now, so how to use the cut command to extract the specific characters, to extract the specific characters from each line of the file. Cut command with -c option is used. For instance, to extract the roll number and first name from the file address.txt, we have to use the following command: cut space -c, then 1 to 15. We think that the roll number and name will come in 15 characters, so we want to display the characters from 1 to 15. Okay, then the name of the file. So you can see here it is displaying the first 15 characters, that is roll number and name. Though the output looks fine to a certain extent, it's not exactly the same as we would have expected. Why? Look at the data of Abdul and Nirav. It has additional characters. The -c option is useful for fixed length field only. Now where to bring fixed length field every time? So we had problem in the output at the first names were not stored using the fixed length. Obviously the names will not be of the fixed length. So to overcome this problem mentioned with the -c option, we may use a delimiter. Then the cut command can treat values separated by the delimiters as separated fields by using -f. Observe that we have used comma as delimiter in address.txt file. Thus, to extract roll number and first name only, we may execute the following command: cut -d, then space. Now with delimiter we are using, D means delimiter, so we have used D. Then in double quotes we have to mention what delimiter we are using, comma -f. Now which fields we want to display? First and second field, right? So first and 1 and 2. Address.txt. Now you can see exact output we are getting using the cut command by using -d instead of -c. So like this way you can do. Then it is also possible to slice the file vertically from fields in between. For example, assume that we want to display the first name, city and pin code. Then we would need to cut the field number 2 and 7 and 8, right? These three things. So how to do this operation? Cut space -d space in double quotes comma space -f second 2 7 comma 8. I can write like this way. Or else if I want to display all the fields after 7, then instead of writing the fields 8, 9, 10 whatever, you have to just put a hyphen after 7. That means after 7 all the fields are to be included. Here you can see the output. It is displaying name, city and pin code. So like this way you can slice the